Yo, what's going on, guys? So, today I just want to talk about my experience working as a receptionist at a hair salon. And you're like, okay, that's different. A guy wanting to work at a hair salon? And yes, I did. And I'm glad I did it because I don't know, I care a lot more about how I look. And I know that's a controversial thing as well. I feel like people are going to judge you no matter what. So why not just have fun doing it and try to make yourself look as good as possible, at least to yourself. You know, criticism is always good though, because we don't know everything. And, if we like it, then make the change. If not, just keep on doing what you're doing. It's just fine. Fashion's super subjective. I've already done videos on that. But let's go back to the hair salon thing. So it was a very unique circumstance, right? I was the only guy, and all my other fellow employees were women. And some of the reasons why I wanted to work here was because I was like, okay, I'm the only guy surrounded by a bunch of women. All right, maybe I'll get to like learning women a bunch more and actually understand them now. And if we're being honest, working there 2 years, I still don't get you guys. I'm sorry. Probably just like how females don't get guys, understandable. We're just two different types of people that have to adapt. We have to get to know each individual circumstance and just work with it because everybody's different. It doesn't matter what your gender is. Can't really group people in terms of sexes and stuff. But anyway, there was that, and also I really like the environment that a hair salon has. It's kind of homey. Um, it makes you feel like you're in the living room in your house, just talking about life. Because if you've noticed, like especially hair salons, it's very personal, or even barbershops. People are just talking about life. It's really blunt in there. People are talking about like deaths, problems that are going on in their families. But it all helps them out because they're at ease, they're relaxed, after they let it all out, they vent. And it's healthy. It's healthy to talk about these kinds of problems. There's just a time and a place for them. And a hair salon, it's perfect because the stylists are kind of like your pocket therapist. You make an appointment to see them if you're coloring your hair, like doing highlights, like a balayage could take like 4 hours, maybe even more, 6 hours. You're getting highlights which could take like 2 to 3 hours. You're with one person typically, and you're getting to know them. They're getting to know you. You guys are creating a bond that like matters in life, and you're figuring out like what exactly works for you and what works for them. Do you like what they're doing? And if you don't, you just switch and you keep on looking until you find the right person. And then once you find that person, you guys all know that care about your hair know what I'm talking about. Not everybody knows how to do your hair. And once you find that person, you kind of want to stick with them. And when they retire or they quit, they just disappear from planet Earth and you have to find another person, you're just so bummed out because you have to put all that effort again into finding someone, someone else that you can trust. You can know that they're doing a good job. And it's funny because since it's so hard to find these type of people, once you do, their clients are almost willing to pay anything in order to get that person to do their hair because they do it right. They do it just how that person likes it. And it's really hard to find someone that you can communicate with and they get what you're saying and they do what you want. It's just because you should be able to have what you want, do what you want, and it just sucks that it's really hard to find that sometimes, especially hair salons. But I learned a lot like about eyebrows. I probably have to get mine done like soon. It's kind of looking choppy. And then also about like hair. I'm actually purposely growing out my hair though. Maybe like get a mullet or something cool. I don't know. Why not? But just being well groomed and how you're supposed to be presented. I learned about like different terminologies for haircuts, like fades, like transitioning from longer to shorter kind of looks. Undercut, which is just basically your long hair kind of like plastered back. There's comb overs. These are all male haircuts. I mean, females can get them too, but you don't typically see that unless someone's a little bit more edgy or punk rock or something like that. I've also learned about a bob, like uh, what was it, asymmetrical, which is just like, it's very short and very even, all around. And then there's like blunt cuts. What is it? Wait, I think it was called an A-line bob. That's the one that's symmetrical. And then there's another type of bob. I forgot what it was called, sadly, but it's all uneven and it's purposely to look like that because look like character, like rough, like I just don't give a rip about anything. You know, this is my style. Power to those people, because it's not. I mean, today it's getting more and more normal to have short hair, but I guess like probably back in the day it was looked at as kind of like weird or tomboyish or some absurd connotation. But there's also like long layered cuts, just how you normally see women with like long hair, and then if you really see pay attention to the details, there's like um, short, and then it keeps on getting longer as it goes down, and it looks like a different kind of texture um, to it. It's pretty interesting. There's we were talking about colors, right? Just the process where if you're someone like me who has really dark hair and you want to get your hair colored, you've got to bleach it out. And, that's how they rack up the prices, basically. You have to, all the people with dark hair got to bleach it out. Then you can, and sometimes the first bleach isn't good enough. Maybe your hair is very resistant to it, or, you know, the chemicals just aren't working for you. So you have to go like 4 times or something. And each of those processes, you have to like pay a certain amount of money. And then, once you get it like bleached, then you can add your color that you want. And sometimes after you're done getting the color doesn't catch to your hair that you spent so long to get it bleached. And so you have to keep on coming in again. And that's how like I feel like your prices could get upwards of $500, like $300 sometimes, just because of the work that's being put in, the amount of time, because they're like time is money kind of thing. I was a person who like scheduled everybody and tried to make sure everybody kept busy, or yeah, just making sure everybody was working efficiently and keeping busy and just being happy, doing what they like. There's just so many things that went on, and one of the big things that I kind of love a little bit was the amount of drama that goes on, because a lot of people's personal lives would be drawn in, so all the coworkers would know what's going on in their life, like, oh my gosh, it's screwed up. And sometimes it almost feel like some sort of bipolarness, like one day they're really happy and then another day they're just absolutely sad or mad, and they're just taking it all out on you. And for me, at times it was a little bit rough, and I kind of just spoke my mind and ripped them a new one. But for most part, I just wanted to help them. I'd like to hear them out, offer my suggestions, whatever. Keep them at peace, because I know it can be a stressful place, especially with anything that has to do with customer service. The customer's always right, no matter what. And I don't know if that is definitely not a true statement, because sometimes they're in the wrong, but blaming them is supposedly wrong. It's like, uh, no, it wasn't my fault, so why am I taking the heat for it? But I guess, whatever. I like following the rules, but sometimes I don't agree with it. But anyway, yeah, there's so much to talk about in terms of this topic, but I'll conclude my video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you have any questions, concerns, or discrepancies, email me at blaze@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you feel like you could help me or I could help you, just whatever, hit me up. Why? Because I care. Peace, guys.